Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. We are your USA team, and I am so excited to be bringing some wonderful guests with us tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and introduce our first guest. After more than 25 years working for IBM, Comdisco, and other companies that distributed and leased computer hardware, Lauren Williams moved to the nonprofit sector, joining PCs for People in 2021. Lauren focuses on building relationships with organizations that want to put their retired technology towards bridging the digital divide while benefiting from no-charge e-cycling and data deletion services. Lauren, I am so glad to have you joining us here tonight to share what you guys all do. This is amazing. The more I learn about your company, the more excited I am that you are here. So dive in a bit for us and share a bit about what PC for People is all about.
Sure. Well, first of all, we're a nonprofit, mission-based organization. Our mission is focused on digital equity and sustainability. So what does that mean for us day to day? Digital equity means we want to get computers and internet services to the households and individuals that lack those. And believe it or not, in the United States today, 40% of low-income households lack access to a computer or internet service or both. On the other hand, there's many large corporations, medium-sized corporations, government entities, and colleges. They get new computers every 3 to 4 to 5 years. And we know that they're displacing those computers and they need a new home for those computers. And we want that home to be with a low-income family that's currently lacking technology. So we're essentially the middleman that takes those end-of-life decommissioned computers, securely deletes all of the data from the previous user, refurbishes them, installs a new operating system and some software, and then redistributes them to a low-income household.
That is so many wins on so many different levels with what that accomplishes. Now, you said 40% of people don't have access to the technology or to the internet, and that alone kind of blows my mind that's a reality. When I think of how much time I spend on a computer, and I honestly take for granted that I have this at my fingertips, it's stunning to think that nearly half of our population does not have this access. And
that's of low-income households. Just
of low-income.
That's of low-income households. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, and which still is a massive number. I even think in our own community right here, how many people that includes. There's so many that can benefit from what you guys are doing. So yeah. Tell me a bit more about how you got started in this.
So I've always, like you read in the intro, I've always worked for technology companies, most recently IBM. And I've always managed buying, selling, and leasing of computers. One day in the early part of the pandemic, I was watching a press conference in the state of Illinois, where I live, and the governor was speaking, as he did every day at the beginning of the pandemic. And he would give the news straight about what was going on. in the state, and how crowded the hospitals were, and telling people to mask up and to take precautions. But he'd also talk about what the state of Illinois government was doing to help people, whether it was ordering ventilators or setting up provisional hospitals. But then one day on this press conference, he starts talking about the digital divide. And he said, he kind of took some of the blame himself. He said, I'm telling everybody, stay home, study remotely, work remotely, do telehealth to see your doctor when you can. But there's over 1 million families just in Illinois that don't have access to a computer at home or internet at home. And it's always been bad, but we used to tell those people, go to the library and use a computer there, but now the libraries are closed. So he paints a picture of this dilemma, and then he brings the solution immediately afterwards, saying, we are going to open PCs for people in Illinois. It's a tested model. It's been around since 1998. They know how to get computers to low-income households by taking old government computers, corporate computers, refurbishing and redistributing. PCs for People is going to open 2 locations in Illinois. And I heard that and I said, that sounds great. I love what they're doing. When they open here, I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to do some introductions. I know a lot of people in the hardware world. And so I reached out, started talking to one of the managers. He immediately said, we're not open yet. We don't have a warehouse. We don't have a truck yet. We don't have employees. Let's stay in touch. We stayed in touch, talked from time to time. And shortly after PCs for People opened in Illinois, I was hired. I hadn't even planned on that, but it became my full-time job.
Love it. That's an amazing story that really shows your passion of where you see this value in what's happening. That's beautiful. And the number of people that are benefiting is tremendous, because you had mentioned to me before what kind of volume of equipment comes through your location there. Can you share a little bit about that too?
Yeah, well, first of all, since PCs for People was started, we've distributed 400,000 refurbished computers. That's since 1998, most of them since 2008, when we really started growing. We'll bring in, just in the Chicago area, every month, over 60,000 pounds of electronics. And we're doing this in 10 different locations around the country. In our more mature locations like St. Paul, we'll bring in over 100,000 pounds of equipment per month that's coming out of corporations and colleges and businesses that are done with it.
That is amazing. That is a stunning number to think of how many units that involves then. That's wonderful to hear. Such good things that you're doing. Share again what your website is so people want to reach out and learn more about what you're all doing. Can you share that for us again?
Yeah, absolutely. It's www.pcsforpeople, or PCSFOR people.org. And if you Google PCs for People, I think we'll come up pretty high on the search listing.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for all you do. It is so important and is benefiting so many. It's beautiful. I'm so glad you're here to be able to share out more about what you're doing. And I do have one more question. The Disability Channel is located in Canada. Are you guys in Canada yet? Or are you all, I know it sounds like you're based in the United States at this point. Have you stretched outside the borders?
So currently we're just in the United States. We are slowly growing our footprint within the United States, and then we'll decide whether we'll go to other countries.
Excellent. Perfect. Well, I know I do have another friend joining us as well tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in the wonderful, the lovely Marianne of Waikiki to join the conversation here. So what is new in your world, Marianne? So glad you're here.
Well, aloha, Sue and Kurt Roscoff. Thank you so much for hosting the Today Show in the World of Ability, and aloha to Milwaukee, and hope you guys are keeping nice and warm. And anyway, we're doing great here. I just want to give you an update that I'm the author and Apple game developer of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk manus puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and a soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. And next month is World Water Day, and that World Water Day is March 22nd, 2025. I want to know if you and Kurt are going to be water skiing on World Water Day. Where in the world are you guys going to be on World Water Day? So we are partnering with Leon McLaughlin of Clean Water Foundation out of Seattle, Washington. And Lauren, we want to introduce you. He's a regular guest speaker on the World of Ability podcast. He's doing amazing things worldwide. He has a fundraiser next week in Seattle with some beautiful ladies at their mansion. And what they do is they fundraise for water units for children worldwide. And focusing on the Hopi Navajo right now, but other places in Peru and other countries. And he just got back from Hawaii, my home state, and he was having some meetings. And what we did in October was anti-bullying. The Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blindness, No Bully, featuring Harry the Hard of Hearing Rabbit, Chelsea his courageous sign language chicken, and Eve the finger spelling bumblebee. And we also have a YouTube channel as well. And our website is www.acts of kindness series. So what everybody can do is you can still go out and play and learn the ASL finger spelling alphabet letters while you're sitting inside, watching on YouTube, watching on these new laptop computers that are coming to your home through this PCS for People nonprofit. And we can partner with you as well, because I was introduced to an organization called DonorsChoose.org, and a special education teacher in Hawaii requested 50 books of her first book, Ocean Cleanup of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And it's called Underwater Acts of Kindness, featuring Noah, the hard of hearing whale, who's recruited by a sea turtle to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Now, here's some real facts and real truth that there's now over 500 million people worldwide with a hearing loss. Millions of moms and dads are coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. So these are educational books, so people can go on, well, it's teachers, can go on DonorsChoose.org and request copies of books and products for their classroom. And last year, Subaru Hawaii gave $25,000 to Donors Choose. So, and Good Morning America raised millions in the past. So this is a great way to have your new guest here, Lauren, here to find out about PCs for People. Not only get a PC, you can get free books for your classroom and teachers or a community center and veterans hospitals. You know, Kurt and them are supporting the veterans. And Lauren, wondering if you support the veterans hospitals too with these additional computers, you know, in their hospital room or a community room or a family waiting room. I'm just kind of curious, do you go above and beyond? And Kurt, you just joined us too. We want to introduce him to Alan Risen, who we met through Happy Neighborhood Projects. He's a host of the Happy Neighborhood Projects in Philadelphia, and he does a lot of fundraising too for nonprofits, low-income families. He does fundraisers. So we are all working and networking together, and just kind of curious about that.
So PCs for People focuses on getting computers to low-income households. Mm-hmm. And it does not matter if you have children, adults, senior citizens. We do end up distributing quite a bit to veteran households. We also have a program to distribute computers to other nonprofit organizations. So a nonprofit hospital, for instance, would qualify to be able to get technology from us. Absolutely.
Yeah. I have a question since we've been on for quite a while. Is there a limit of computers? Like per household, you can only get one, or, you know, if you have a family of 6, or like, you know, a hospital, or, you know, an AFC home, adult foster care home, a senior citizen complex that, you know, there may be 200, 400 people living in a tower. at a senior citizen, but are you giving each one of them, or is it a community center? And, I'm just kind of curious, how do you decide how many computers goes to that location?
Yeah, it can go, it works differently. A household, I believe, can get up to 5 computers per year. We recognize that one computer is not enough for a family of 3 or 4 or 5 people, especially with kids studying remotely or having homework to do. Parents might be working remotely, and you don't want to make 2 kids who might be in high school share the same computer during those precious homework hours after school till bedtime. So we do allow for multiple computers per household, and nonprofit organizations, there really isn't a limit as to what they can get from us.
Amazing. I love what I keep hearing more bits and pieces. Like, you guys are just doing so much good and scattering those bits of benefit all over, and with everyone you touch, there's a benefit there, whether it's on the recycling end where corporations can have a good way to use what they don't need anymore, and all the families that you're benefiting. That it's such a good thing. I'm excited that you're here and that we're able to share out what's going on, and that this is available. And I think you actually went out of your way to look up what's going on also in the Toronto area. If you want to share what you found.
Sure. I know we have some listeners here in Canada, and since PCs for People is not in Canada, when we sometimes have corporate donors that have locations in the US and locations in Canada. We'll refer them to an organization called Renewed Computer Technology. They're in Mississauga, just outside of Toronto, and they have a very similar model to what we're doing at PCs for People in the US.
But look, amazing. I love what I'm all hearing. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bring Kurt in to join this conversation. As always, he's here, part of the team, and I'm sure he's got some thoughts to share by now. So go ahead and join in. How are you, Kurt?
Oh, doing absolutely fantastic. What a joy to be able to do this work and produce television and simulcast over on live streaming, podcasting, and bringing to the world great work that people like Lauren are doing, and great missions like PCs for People, and really imagineering a great way to fill these gaps, these unmet needs that are in the low income community, and creating economic solutions that get it done. And it's right in our wheelhouse because we're all about television production, and we have a digital productions program that teaches people with disabilities and veterans and whoever else wants to access it. But our mission is all about that, people with disabilities and veterans. So definitely within these communities are veterans with low income and people with disabilities on, the fixed, government programming qualifying for low income. And so it's great to know all about this and the work that you're doing, Lauren, and whatever we at the Disability Channel can do to kind of help rally support for igniting both sides of this, awareness that it's available so that people in low-income housing can receive all this and help it happen more efficiently, because the more efficiently it can happen, the more people you can serve. And then the other side of it, the supply line side, to really build awareness out there in the business world and organizations where you can be deployed out to capture a bunch of inventory all at once, or even do community programs that could team up with you that, maybe could, do more nonprofit work, helping, gather a great capture for you and, get it over to where you can have it for, your operation. So yeah, it's very exciting because this is what's needed, to have these social missions and, to have the communities rally. And that's what this program, this show on the Disability Channel is all about. The TDC Today Show communities. That this is our whole intention here. And with that, I also want to build out our role of media to get eyeballs to PCs for People. Right now we have one of our Emmy award-winning broadcasters, 7-time Emmy award-winning broadcaster, Dave Stevens. Check him out at davestevensspeaks.com. And he is out at the Super Bowl site right now, interviewing people all week, playing that media role, and really representing the Disability Channel, having unique interviews that nobody other than Dave Stevens can deliver, and in cooperation with the Disability Channel. And we also have our crews out in British Columbia and heading over to that Vancouver market because of Prince Harry. So what a guy, Prince Harry, and he's got a great program, the Invictus Games, made available through the Invictus Games Foundation. And we're going to have our injured and wounded veterans from around the world coming in there to represent, their background as servicemen and women. And so we're going to have diverse ability athletes out there, and injured and wounded veterans, so on and so forth, playing games, playing sports, and athletic triumphs out there. And the Disability Channel is delivering accessible media. So great things happening now through next week, these early couple weeks of February here, between the Super Bowl Sunday and the Invictus Games carrying into next week. And Sue and I actually have an event that is 28 years running, Festivus thing. So we're adding to the excitement with a personal invite right here on the Zoom that we're producing this TDC Today Show on. People are welcome to come on Friday evening. We're in Milwaukee, and Lauren, you're Central Time as well, Chicago. So we're talking in our time zone, to be in the evening and then all the way through the Super Bowl. So we're going to keep the Zoom open until everybody's gone they've had enough celebrating the Super Bowl. So we have a lot going on right now. It's very exciting, and we're glad you all could join us for this, your TDC Today Show, and see the great work of Lauren, PCs for People. That's what it's all about. It's about the people, right, Sue?
That's exactly right. We are really blessed to be surrounded by so many good people within our community here. Marianne and all the wonderful things that she does with the books that she has, with all of the pieces that she works with. Lauren, with what you're doing and all the lives you're touching with your efforts. Oh my gosh, all the things, all the people that we've met along the way here, all the networking that takes place, and it's who knows who. Somebody is hearing this that needs to know about PCs for People. And there's somebody hearing this that needs to know about underwater acts of kindness, and share it out. Let people know. We got to make sure that those that can make the most use of this is at their fingertips. It's easy to find. So again, I'll share those websites, PCs for People, PCSFOR people.org. And also with Marianne of Waikiki, her website, www.actsofkindnessseries.com. actsofkindnessseries.com. So you can find out more information there. And as Kurt was mentioning with our weekend event, did you say what the name of the event is? I don't know if you actually said it. It's Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us. So you can find more info, festivus.now.site. festivus.now.site, and all the details are there, including that Zoom link if you want to join us online. And if you happen to be in the Milwaukee area and can stop in, that'd be amazing. But I realize we're far and wide, so join us on Zoom. It's all good. So
I think I heard Lauren might be coming up to stop by. We'll see.
That'd be amazing.
We'll see.
So I just want to give a chance for final thoughts before we go. I know, Marianne, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you first. Final thoughts from you tonight. And I know.
Well, thank you again. Great to meet you, Lauren. Keep up the good work. We want to introduce you to Leon McLaughlin in Seattle and Alan through the Happy Neighborhood Projects, other nonprofits. I want to set up a one-on-one view because my Apple laptop took a dive last year, and people knew that. And I have a lot of intellectual property on it, but I may need your help, and maybe I could get an assistant computer help from you also as well. So good information to know to be on these shows, like you said, Kurt and Sue. We share the good news, happy neighborhood projects. And World Water Day is March 22nd, 2025. We'll have a free download of our fourth book, Cool Acts of Kindness for Clean Water Foundation. And Leanne McLaughlin. Aloha, I'm Marianne of Waikiki.
So thank you, Marianne. Lauren, I'll turn it to you as well. Any final thoughts for the evening from you?
Yeah, well, first, I just want to thank, it was great to meet you, Marianne, and Kurt and Sue and Emily. Thank you for hosting me today and helping to get the word out about PCs for People. That's, like you said, networking and just getting the word out is just so important at making things happen in this world. No one can do it alone.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I'm so grateful to be in the community that we're in. Kurt, final thoughts from you?
There's no business like show business, like any business I know. I mean, where else can you find this? I used to be in the golf business, folks, and I used to enjoy a dynamic like this by having people from all walks of life, their own different successes, and I'd be watching while playing golf. I'd be serving them food in the clubhouse. I'd be signing them in on the tee sheet, and just getting to know people is just so great. So when you do great nonprofit work like Lauren is, or spreading acts of kindness like Marianne, and where we meet like Happy Neighborhood Project and so on and so forth, nonprofit roundtable. I mean, who knows where we're gonna find great people doing great work. And so my final thought is we want to celebrate all of you out there that are watching and listening, all of our fans of the Disability Channel. Because like I say in water skiing, with our water ski shows, if you weren't there, we ain't got nothing. Back to you, Sue.
How's that for a final thought? Amazing. Thank you so much. And truly, this is a community, and this community is growing and growing. And the more we can reach out and help one another out, what more can we ask for? That's what we're here is to make this a better place, help each other, get things in the hands, like the PCs, getting people the equipment and the internet into their hands so that they can do what I take for granted so often here, to be able to share that out and just doing what good for others. It makes me so happy to hear that that's happening. As always, here at the Disability Channel with the TDC Today Show USA, we are grateful to be part of this organization, supporting all the wonderful work going on with the Invictus Games, and Dave Stevens out at the Super Bowl coming up here this weekend as well. I'm excited for all the things that are coming up. Invictus Games, I'll say one more time, is actually really quick here, February 8th through the 16th, 2025. So they are beginning this Saturday. So we wish all the athletes, all those that are traveling there, wishing everybody the best. And I'm so excited to see all the activity, all the sporting events that are going to be taking place. Be ready to be impressed. It's going to be amazing. So for all of us here with the Disability Channel and the TDC Today Show USA communities, we thank you. Wait, I believe there we go. We are all clear. You guys are